Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my videos. According to Fabrizio Romano, Manchester United are in contact with Real Madrid for Raphael Varane. Romano said there's no official bid yet. It won't be a quick deal. And he also mentioned the personal terms are not an issue. And he said Real Madrid want to convince Raphael Varane to stay. Varane has decided to leave Real Madrid. We've decided to give him the wages he wants. Now, it said yesterday that Manchester United are close to reaching an agreement with Real Madrid for Varane. Man United expect to pay Real Madrid around €50 million. Real Madrid offered Varane a renewal contract offer, but he rejected it. Real Madrid give Raphael Varane's agent an approval to hold talks with Man United. Sky Sports News have already said that Manchester United are interested in signing Raphael Varane. There's a very, very good chance he's going to be our third signing of this summer transfer window. Recent reports have said that Chelsea could look to hijack our move. Obviously, PSG have been in for Varane. But Romano did say, didn't he, that it's impossible for him to go to PSG, with obviously Sergio Ramos going to PSG. Romano said Varane's open to the idea of joining Man United because it's unlikely he'll extend his time with Real Madrid. Varane's current contract at Real Madrid expires next year. Florentino Perez, who's the Real Madrid president, he said he wants to make Raphael Varane negotiations very hard for Man United. But Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced, got a very good pedigree as a player. He won 18 major honours at Real Madrid and he was a long-serving player for them. You know, he was with Real Madrid over 10 years, made 360 appearances in all competitions. Real Madrid got him from Lens back in 2011. But I can assure Raphael Varane and Harry Maguire would complement each other very well in our backline if he comes in. I don't think, by the way, Paul Pogba is going to be part of the deal for Varane. Now, should Manchester United keep David De Gea for next season? I don't think we should. I think we should sell him in this summer transfer window. But I presume there's probably some United fans that would like De Gea to stay for next season. Now, De Gea will hold talks with Solskjaer over his future after the Euros. According to ESPN, De Gea is unsure what Solskjaer's final decision is. De Gea is determined to stay despite us bringing Tom Heaton in. And De Gea is determined to win his place back. He's not sulked since losing his spot to Dean Henderson. De Gea has been a long servant at Manchester United. He's endured 10 years at the club. You know, he has been with us since 2011. We got him from Atletico Madrid. I reckon De Gea's had, 8 good years out of the 10 years he's been with us, because in the last couple of years he has been a liability, reflecting on the calamitous mistakes he's made. But a few years ago, he was regarded as the best goalkeeper in the world. You know, De Gea has won everything domestically at the football club, and he's made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions, and he was our number one goalkeeper for such a long time. To De Gea's credit, last season he produced his best performances after the Everton collapse back in February, and he did respond well to Dean Henderson getting the number one jersey. De Gea put a very good performance out in the semi-final against Roma in the Europa League last season, but he obviously cost us the Europa League final because he missed his penalty, and plus he had 11 chances to save a penalty. I think if De Gea leaves in this summer transfer window, there's a very, very good chance he'll go back to Spain. As De Gea got 2 years left, or just under 2 years left on his current contract, and he's on £375,000 a week. But I reckon we'd get around 50 million if, we're to sell De Gea. I can assure we'll get a lot more than what we paid for him. But Man United have endured a very good start to the summer transfer window. So far, we have made 2 signings. Obviously got Tom Heaton in on a 3 transfer from Villa. Tom Heaton signed a 2-year contract to Man United with an option of a further year. Tom Heaton's obviously the replacement for Sergio Romero, because we released Sergio Romero not so long ago. And obviously we've got Jadon Sancho. Sancho to Man United is official. But I said, didn't I, that I was expecting Man United to endure a good summer transfer window, because I am now very convinced that Solskjaer's going to get all the players he wants to recommend in. Solskjaer wasn't backed enough for so long. The board did say, didn't they, that they'll back Solskjaer with summer signings and a new 3-year contract. Joe Glazer promised Manchester United supporters that Solskjaer will get the funds that are available. Joe Glazer attended a fans forum on the 4th of June. His first attendance in 15, 16 years. And before the summer transfer window opened, Solskjaer had been given a 150 million transfer budget. If we make another 2 signings or 3, I'm convinced we can win the Premier League title next season. Obviously, Solskjaer wants to win the title next season. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. That's 8 years ago now. We have won 20 titles, and 13 of them are Premier League titles. And Solskjaer is aware that next season is going to be massive for him. Next season will be his 3rd full season. because at the moment he's endured 2 full seasons. And he knows Solskjaer, if we start off next season badly, he's going to be under pressure. If we don't win a trophy next season, I think there's a very, very good chance that Solskjaer will be sacked. Solskjaer's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager. And we haven't won a trophy since 2017, which is 4 years ago. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. You know, if we do decide to eventually sack Solskjaer, who's going to come in to replace him? I think we need someone in with a proven pedigree and someone who's going to suit the strappings of the club. Despite us getting Jadon Sancho in, it doesn't change my perception on Ole. I still don't think he's the long-term manager for Man United. I hope I'm proven wrong, but what I've just said then, I think a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. But he does deserve next season. You know, these United fans that are Ole in, but there's also United fans that are Ole out, especially with that loss against Villarreal in the Europa League final last season. Solskjaer has been in charge of Manchester United for 30 months now, which is over 2 years. We've endured very bad periods under Ole, where he's been very close to getting sacked. But the reason he's still Manchester United manager is because he's a club legend. That's what's basically saved him. Disregarding being a club legend, I can assure he wouldn't have been here now. Solskjaer did endure 11 years as a player for Man United. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. Ole's most iconic moment as a player was scoring the late winner in the Champions League final in '99. He won the club the treble. That is the club's greatest achievement. We did appoint Ole in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. He's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. And Solskjaer knew when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin. And Solskjaer knew he had a lot to do when he came in. I've got to give Solskjaer credit though, in quite a lot of aspects, because I think he's done a good job, you know, to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. I didn't expect Solskjaer to do as well as he has done. So I am shocked in that aspect. When Solskjaer got appointed in as Man United manager, he assured everybody would get their chances to express themselves, including the young players, and more or less everybody's being given their chances. We have enjoyed good periods under him where we've seen consistency. Solskjaer's also made good signings as Man United manager. He's now spent over £300 million. Like I said, this is his 5th transfer window. I like the way Solskjaer develops the youth. He's got rid of a lot of players since he's come in, and he knew he had to do that when he got appointed in as Man United manager. I do have my concerns about Ole though. My 2 biggest concerns about him is that he hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager, and his decision making also concerns me. His decision making's got to improve next season, because in a lot of Solskjaer's games he's managed at Man United so far, he has been tactically naive. But when we have been inconsistent, not all of the blame has stemmed from Solskjaer. Obviously, some of the blame stemmed from him. Obviously, there's certain players as well that I've got to take responsibility. We've just got to be honest. We're not going to be the team who was under Alex Ferguson. Not in my lifetime, anyway. No one will replicate what Ferguson did, and no one will last as long as he did either. You know, Ferguson endured, a 26, 27 year tenure at Man United, won 30 odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles. So, reflecting on that, he brought success to the club, but Ferg didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. So, that just indicates it takes some managers time to settle in. But, a lot of United fans predicted it was all going to go wrong when Ferguson retired, which it has done, hasn't it? 3 managers have been sacked since Ferguson retired. Obviously, we sacked David Moyes after 10 months. He's the worst manager we've ever had. We finished 7th under the David Moyes era. We sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years. And we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years. So, obviously, Ole is our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson. I think, though, we've got some very, very good players. And these actually players that have really, really improved. You've got Dean Henderson, very, very good goalkeeper. His future's in doubt, as well as De Geas. If we did decide to sell Dean Henderson, it would be a bad mistake by Man United. Dean Henderson did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season. His distribution was good. He made some good aerial claims, made good saves, and kept a lot of clean sheets. He said not so long ago, though, that Solskjaer's chosen Dean Henderson to be our number 1 for next season. He's reliable enough to be our number 1. Henderson's got that experience behind him because he endured 2 successful loans with Sheffield. He's also had other loan spells before. Before the start of last season, Dean Henderson signed a 6-year contract with Man United. Luke Shaw, he's a very, very good left back. Luke Shaw's improved. He was our best player last season. In a lot of Luke Shaw's games last season, he showed very good attacking intent. He got into very good positions. His crossing was very good. Provided width, created good chances for his teammates, and defensively he was superb. But towards the end of last season, looked off the boil a bit for like 3 games in a row. Shaw still remains our first choice left back despite the arrival of Tellez. And I reckon Shaw's had a good career at Man United despite his injuries. I think Shaw's been with us now over 7 years. Harry Maguire. He's good when he wants to be. He's had his good games at Man United. He's also had his bad games. Harry Maguire was a big miss towards the end of last season because he had ligament damage in his ankle. We overpaid for Harry Maguire though. We got him in a deal worth £80 million from Leicester. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment and the second most expensive signing at the club, behind Paul Pogba. Eric Bailly, I think he's a decent centre-half, but he's injury prone. So in that aspect, he is a liability. But when Bailly plays well, he intercepts the ball well, he shows the ability to play out from the back and he's very effective in the air. I recall Bailly scoring just 1 goal for Man United, wasn't that against Swansea a few years ago? Towards the end of last season, Bailly signed a new contract on Man United till 2024. There's an option of a further year. It was a mistake giving him that new contract. Some people are saying we should sell Eric Bailly. Not to do with him being a bad defender, he's just too injury prone, isn't he? And we don't really go with Eric Bailly alongside Maguire anyway, we usually go with Lindelof. And Wan-Bissaka, he's a decent right back. Defensively, he's always been superb, but and Wan-Bissaka's got to show more attacking intent. But last season there was some games where he did show some good attacking intent. Bissaka, I think, is one of the best right-backs we've had since Gary Neville. He's endured 2 full seasons at Man United. We got him in a deal worth 50 million from Palace back in the summer of 2019. Scott McTominay, he's a decent player as well. McTominay's best game by far last season was a 6-2 win against Leeds because he made the difference in that game. He scored twice. McTominay, though, is not yet on that level where I want him to be at. The question is, can he emulate to that level? Just after the first lockdown last year, he signed a 5-year contract with Man United. Paul Pogba, he's really improved. You know, we've been getting the best out of him in recent months. You know, Pogba does bring creativity to the team. He does well for France, does Pogba. He enjoyed a very good tournament. France are no longer in the Euros, but Paul Pogba scored a very good goal for France against Switzerland. He recently had a fallout with Adrien Rabiot. I think Paul Pogba will be happy to stay at Man United as long as the club match his ambitions. Now, he said quite a few weeks ago that he has more freedom with France than at Man United. Paul Pogba has had a long-running transfer saga. Now, he's recently been linked with a move to PSG. PSG's chef, Leonardo, has held talks with Pogba's agent, Mino Raiola. And not so long ago, Mino Raiola held talks with PSG's president. PSG want to partner Pogba with Wijnaldum in their midfield because PSG got Wijnaldum on a free from Liverpool. But PSG have stepped up their interest. Real Madrid, you know, they've been linked with Pogba. Juventus have been linked with Pogba. Pogba enjoyed 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined us, and Barcelona and Inter Milan have been in for him before. Sky Sports News said not so long ago that Man United were in ongoing talks with Pogba's representatives over a new contract. He said, "We wanted to make Pogba the Premier League's highest paid player with a new 5-year contract worth £104 million. That equates to around £500,000 a week. Mino Raiola is demanding in the excess of £500,000 a week for his client to remain at Man United." But Pogba's current contract expires next year because last season we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract. We fear losing Pogba on a free transfer. We fear that he's running down his contract to leave on a 3. Pogba's endured 5 seasons at Man United since he rejoined. He's our most expensive sign at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. Bruno Fernandes, he's also a brilliant player. I recently gave you an update on Bruno Fernandes. Fabrizio Romano's come out and said that Man United are looking at a new contract for Bruno Fernandes. Obviously, it said towards the end of last season that Man United were willing to double Bruno Fernandes' wages to £200,000 a week. At the moment, he's on £100,000 a week. Fernandes' current contract expires in 2025. There's an option of a further 12 months. We got Fernandes from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020, which was last year. We got him in a deal worth just over £67 million. Fernandes is our best player at the moment, and he's one of the best signings we have made since Ferguson retired. Fernandes has been with us now for like 17, 18 months. Won Player of the Year last season, and he was won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Mason Greenwood, he's been an absolute revelation since he broke into our senior squad. Despite him going a long period without scoring, Greenwood made his senior debut in 2019. He's been a United player since the age of 7. And last season, Mason Greenwood signed a new 4-year contract with the club. He deserved a new contract, reflecting on his good performances. Marcus Rashford, he's good when he wants to be, but there's aspects of his game that have got to improve. He's endured bad periods. I thought he was poor towards the end of last season, and Rashford has become injury prone at Man United. Sustained some injuries last season. We need to keep Marcus Rashford out on that left-hand side because that's where he's more effective. And Edison Cavani, he's made a fantastic impact since he's come in. And I'm glad Cavani is staying for next season. Romano said towards the end of last season that Cavani agreed a 1-year contract. And Amad Diallo Traore, he looks a very, very good asset for the first team squad. We got him from Atlanta. So there you go, and obviously, you know the news on Juan Mata. Man United confirmed yesterday that Juan Mata extended his contract until June 2022. You obviously know the news on Lee Grant. Lee Grant signed a new contract until 2022. That was pointless. We are going to offload players in this summer transfer window, so reflecting on that will generate money. I think there's a very good chance we're going to offload Martial. There's a good chance we're going to offload Van der Beek. There's a chance we'll offload Matic. Pogba could still possibly leave, but I don't think he will. I think he'll stay for next season. Brandon Williams, I'm expecting us to loan him out. Do you think Alex Tellez will leave? Phil Jones, there's a chance we'll offload him. It looks like Tuan Zebe is going. Diego Dalot's leaving. He's out on loan with AC Milan. I think we'll be looking to get rid of Andres Pereira permanently. And we could offload De Gea. So there you go. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.